we got a little bit of time before then, so let's use that time for our headphone highlight. So, last time... Oh, she's here. She's here for her boy. Excellent. Well, you can go ahead and keep doing your VR stuff. We're going to do our headphone highlight really quick. So, I know we missed a week, so just a reminder. Last time, we talked about these, the Fostex T50 RPs, planar magnetic headphone. We like them a lot. They're really, really cool. They're great. And one of the things we mentioned about them that makes them fairly unique is they are extremely, I use the word easy, but I don't freaking know how to mod them, right? I'm not a modder. But they're supposedly one of the easiest headphones to mod. Lots of different manufacturers do their own independent modding of these, and then of course individuals will go out and with 3D printing technology or what have you, will make their own mods for these headphones. Easy to mod headphones. And that's why today, well, you are also my boy, so I'm here for the highlight. Aww. Thank you, sweetheart. That's so sweet. So yes, today we have these. They might look a little bit similar. Well, hold on a minute. We're going to take a quick minute to pause here. I had the thought last night that I was trying to fall asleep. You should include the chat on screen for your headphone highlights so it shows what you're responding to on the YouTube video. Yeah, I thought about that. You're right, I probably should. I haven't figured out how to do that yet, but I'm looking into it. So yeah, I will in the future, especially for the YouTube stuff. I'll figure out a way to get the chat in here as well. But for now, hopefully this isn't too inconvenient. That's why I try to make sure I read what's in the chat versus just responding to it for that reason. I'm going to circle back on that one. Anyway, T50 RPs, very, very cool. We love them a lot. What are these? They're similar. What these are pretty unique. And for anyone that knows what we're looking at here, you'll notice this M down here. And that's the giveaway. These are modhouse Argons. Argons. I think Ryan's ears might have perked up. I've talked about Argons a lot. This is a mod. This is a mod for the T50s. But this is a bit unique. Not just in the mod itself. The mod itself is incredibly unique. But this headphone is a bit unique because the journey that this headphone went through was pretty wild. So what this is actually a T50 RP Mark II. This one with the orange cable, this is a Mark III. Okay, these are the current Mark models, whatever, current version. They're great. They're wonderful. They are what replaced the Mark IIs. So the Mark IIs, Fostex doesn't really produce anymore. They've been discontinued. But I didn't get these stock Mark IIs. For a little while, back when they were Mass Drop, Mass Drop had their own mod for the T50 Mark IIs. This was even before the Mark IIIs came out. And I bought that mod. And that's what this was. This was a T50 Mark II Mass Drop mod. It had a pair of upgraded pads. It had a really thick, fat comfort strap here on the headband. It had a different color scheme, like the bars here are solid black rather than being silver reflective. And a couple other things, like the tuning was a little different, and it was a modded T50 RP Mark II. I don't remember exactly what it was called. It was probably something like the T5X T50, yeah, T5X Mark II. I don't know. I'm just guessing, but yeah, it was fine, especially at the time because I didn't have that many headphones. But once I started getting more headphones, I quickly realized I didn't like the way they sounded. This T50 Master mod I had. I just didn't like it. It sounded really muddy. It sounded very veiled. I didn't like how it sounded. It was fairly comfortable, and the build was fine, but it just sounded really, really cloudy, muddy, like I'm hearing it down a long tunnel kind of situation. I didn't like it very much. So that's when, around that time, I kind of stopped listening to them, but I heard about Modhouse. Modhouse is a T50 modder. I don't remember exactly where he is. Maybe he's in Pennsylvania? I don't remember. But Modhouse is one guy by the name of Ryan. Not our Ryan, just his name is Ryan, and he runs Modhouse, and the guy is a goddamn wizard. He's amazing at what he does. And when you get a Argon, that's what he is. Whenever he mods a T50, it becomes an Argon. This is no longer a Fostex T50 Mark II, nor is it any longer a T50 Mark II Mastrop mod. Oh no, this is now an Argon. It's that different. The modding that Ryan over at Modhouse did to these has changed them so much, you can't call them a T50 anymore. They're Argons. Ryan is a pretty common name, unfortunately. It's a good name. So don't, be happy with that. So yes, the little M there is for Modhouse. When you get a Argon from Ryan over at Modhouse, you have two ways of doing it. You can either go to his website and you can buy one he has in stock that he has already modded and he has on the shelf ready to go. The other thing that you can do is if you have a Fostex T50RP, you can mail it to him, tell him, you can go to the website and say, I'm going to mail you mine, and here's the mods I want to see on it. You're going to turn this into an Argon, but you get to pick what kind of pads you want. You get to pick if you want a suspension comfort strap. You get to pick even the kind of... I'm going to say balanced. He has an option to make your T50s balanced, your Argons balanced. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, you get options of how he can mod it for you. But yeah, you mail him your T50s, and he gets them. He does his wizardry for a few weeks, sends them back. You got yourself some Argons. And that's what I did with these. I had my mass drop T50 mods, didn't like them. I sent this over to Modhouse, sent this to Ryan at Modhouse. He had them for a couple of weeks. I got them back. Wow. Oh my gosh. I can't gush enough about Modhouse. I don't know what Ryan did to these. I don't know what Ryan does with any of his mods, of any of his Argons. But it's pure magic. It is a completely different headphone. There is no longer any resemblance to what I was hearing before, and everything is so much better. Everything, every little thing has been improved out into the stratosphere. He has a 3D printer, so he 3D prints these little this tiny little itty bitty things to redirect sound channels, and he gets this special little pieces of sound dampening foam and puts them in very specific places around the driver to direct sound. And then he gets these pads that he's tested all these different pads, and he tells you when you pick your pads, he tells you because each pad alters the sound. So he'll tell you, you get this pad, you're going to benefit from this. You get this pad, you'll benefit from that. He knows exactly what he's doing. And the result is absolutely unbelievable. Unbelievable. So yeah, okay. Argons. The legend. It's here. Let's take a quick look at them. So, a lot's very similar in construction to the regular T50s, the ones that we saw last week. But again, these are an older version. These are the Mark IIs. So things do look a little bit different. We still have this exposed wire out here, but rather than it being braided like it was before, it's just a plain black wire. Whatever. The cups are plastic, but Ryan over at Modhouse, you're not going to be able to, you can kind of see it, put on these vinyl stickers on the sides here that kind of resemble almost like a metal brush finish. If you can see that, there you go. It's like a metal brush finish that he sticks on there. And again, that's just to indicate that these are now Argons. So he puts that on there. He 3D prints this M, sticks that on there. And in terms of the aesthetics, that's all he changes. He prints out these vinyl stickers, and he prints out this little M and sticks it on there. That's how you know it's an Argon. The headband is actually pretty different from the T50s. I'm sorry, the Mark IIIs. The Mark IIIs have this pretty nice faux leather headband with the stitching on the edges. If you can see that. But the old models, the old Mark IIs, it has just this big, fat, solid piece of plastic. Like, it's just rubber. It's just a big rubber headband. That's not super duper comfortable. So, one of the options when you get the Argon is a comfort strap. Not just any comfort strap. This is a hand-stitched deer suede leather comfort strap. This is the softest, most luxurious comfort strap I think I've ever felt. And it's hand-stitched by Ryan's wife. Not our Ryan. Sarah doesn't do this. But Ryan over at Modhouse, his wife hand-stitches these together, slaps it on there. This is almost a freaking handmade headphone, fellas and ladies. By one guy. One guy and his lady put these things together. It's so cool. It's amazing. So, if these were stock, there would be no suspension strap here. There'd be no comfort strap. We got one because these are Argons. We still have this kind of weird tension bracket here for the adjustments. It's fine. It works. The problem is they get loose often, but the solution is simply to just tighten the screw in here. So it's fine. So the build is fine. It's perfectly functional. It's fine. The entry point here does terminate into just a regular 3.5 millimeter, which is great. Pop that in there. You're good to go. There's your build. Okay? There's your build. It is just a T50 RP Mark II, but with some stuff added to it to make it an Argon. Comfort. Big fat random piece of rubber now has this amazing soft deer suede comfort strap. This is one of the most comfortable comfort straps you could ever consider. Freaking fantastic. I have no discomfort of any kind on my head. Nothing up here is uncomfortable. With or without the hat, this comfort strap is luxurious, it's soft, it's fantastic. It feels like there's nothing on top of my head. And the pads that I went with, these are the ZMF protein leather pads. And if you look here, they're angled pads. See if I can get that. There you go. Thicker on one side than it is on the other. And that's for two things. One, the way it fits on your head, because, the back of your head versus the back of your ear versus the front of your ear, there is a difference in depth there. So it makes sense for the ear pad to fit, to have a bit of difference there, a bit of differential spacing. So it does that for a more not realistic, but a more comfortable seal, but it also helps direct the sound from the driver. And these pads are absolutely amazing, crazy soft, crazy plush, and are incredibly comfortable. I know it kind of looks maybe a little silly the way these look on my head. I kind of maybe look like an airplane pilot, right? Like an aviator pilot. These look like aviator headphones a little bit, in my opinion. But man, are they comfortable. Wildly comfortable. Significantly more comfortable than even these are the Mark IIIs, but I did mod the pads on these with these. I'm pretty sure they're Shure pads, which are very, very nice. They're wonderful, lovely pads. They don't compare to these pads, though. No, sir. Whew, boy. So yeah, these are amazingly comfortable. Where do they sit on the cloud system? The highest. Yeah, crazy soft, crazy plush, crazy redwood? Maybe, Mr. Redwood. The highest comfort level we've gone to on our headphone highlights so far was with the Monoprice Modern Retros with the mods I did on them. And that was a 9.5 cloud comfort. These are also a 9.5 cloud comfort. They are that comfortable. They're almost perfect. The thing that holds them back is that, again, they are a planar headphone, and these pads are wonderfully plush and thick, but they add some weight, so the headphones are just a little bit heavy. If they were as light as the modhouse headphones, we'd have a game changer. But it's fine, because they're almost perfect. They're that comfortable. 9.5 clouds. Ba-bam. Almost unparalleled in terms of comfort. They easily compare with the Monoprice. So yeah, crazy comfort, almost handmade, like we'll say hand reconstructed. Because while the outside of this might look like a T50 that has stickers on it, the inside's completely different now with whatever Ryan at Modhouse did. I'm getting crazy over here. I know I am. I'm getting crazy over here because for the longest time, these were, bar none, my favorite headphone. My favorite all-purpose headphone. So let's talk about the sound then, because that's quite the statement. These sound great. These sound amazing. They have incredible detail retrieval. They're incredibly fast. The bass has good extension in the bass, also some good extension in the treble without it peaking. They were mid-forward, but very, very comfortable, a little warm, but were snappy, great imaging. Not a whole lot of soundstage, though. Soundstage. These have some of the most unbelievable soundstage out of most things I've heard. For the longest time, these set the bar for soundstage for me. All these other things I have could not compare to the soundstage that these now have. They went from having almost no soundstage to I am now in an amphitheater. The soundstage is amazing. These make everything sound huge. Huge. Everything we like about these has been improved in terms of sound. Everything. Your dynamic range has gone out the window. Out the window. Everything is further separated. And without losing that detail, you could still hear every little fucking thing. But you hear even more of it now. And you hear it all around you. You're immersed in it. You don't hear anything? What? Wind puffs? Oh. Here, maybe that'll help. I have my fan right over here. It's kind of blowing on the mic a little bit, so I apologize. They sound amazing. They sound incredible. Your bass extension has gone even further. When I say bass extension, it's how far down the frequency graph the headphone can actually produce bass. The more extension, the more bass you get. If you have bass extension, good bass extension, you can hit lower bass. If you have good treble extension, you can hit higher notes. These have incredible bass extension and bass detail. Nothing muddy here. Yeah, I mean, the bass is so thwompy, it's hard to say they're not warm. They're a lot warmer than what neutral is, okay? But that bass is luxurious. It is enveloping without veiling. The mid-range is wildly detailed, and the imaging for the mid-range is almost perfect. You can easily identify every little thing. And because you have such incredible soundstage, I mean, it's all around you. It's everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. Up, down, left, right, whatever. You hear it all around you, and you can pinpoint where every single little sound is coming from. Super, super accurate imaging. Sounds clearer now? Good. No, that's fine. Thank you. I appreciate you letting me know. I don't want you guys to have to deal with the muffling of wind. Does the high end, the treble range, is not getting recessed. You still maintain the treble range you get with these at stock or even with these Shure mods. So you're not losing any detail, but that treble is now getting just pushed away from you. It's at a distance. I know that might sound like it's like pulling detail away. It's not. The detail is still there, but now instead of beaming directly into your earlobe, it's out here in that soundstage to really immerse you. So these sound absolutely flippin' amazing. The T50 RPs at stock are $140, $150 headphone. The mod for the Argons, turning these into Argons, they now sound like $800 headphones. Yeah. Sounds like $150. Sounds like $800. I mean, the difference is uncanny. That's not the right word for that. The difference is surreal. To have what is essentially the same headphone change so much, it's outrageous. It's unbelievable. It's magic. Ryan at Modhouse is magic. And you too, Ryan, here in the chat. You are also magic, but the Argons are unbelievable. I've heard a couple of the other popular and T50 RP mods out there. The Argons slay them. No doubt about it. Of all the T50 mods I have heard, the Argons are in a world of their own. I would never recommend any other T50 mod than the Argons. This is monumental. That's a great word for what these are. These are monumental headphones. It's a monumental mod. It's magic. They're absolutely astonishing. Magic Orions everywhere. How much to make it an Argon? I don't want to misspeak here, so let me check really quick. Really quick here. Continue. So if you want to send your headphone to him, the mod is $75. Oh, sorry. Let me repeat that. You take your $150 headphone, you send it to some dude. Where are you, Ryan? Where is your... We don't know. Oh, it doesn't matter. Whatever. You take your $150 headphone, you send it to some dude who works on it and tweaks it for a couple of weeks, sends it back to you, and now it sounds like an $800 headphone. I can't give you a better promotion than that, Modhouse. You guys are unbelievable. They are unbelievable. Anyone who has a T50, if you love your T50, just buy another one. Like, really, I love my T50. That's why I have multiple of them. But the Argons are something else. They're something else entirely. They're absolutely astonishing. I can't gush about it enough. Holy shit! That's unbelievable. It is. They sound unbelievable. They sound unbelievable. And that's why these aren't the only Argons that I own. So again, I'll remind you, these are the T50 RP Mark II Argons, the original Argons. But there are other Argons, and I happen to have those. So look forward to that next week as we continue down the journey of the T50 mods. Because, man, we got even more to talk about with frickin' Modhouse and the craziness that they do. So, I know it sounds absurd, but, I mean, they're that amazing, man. Cliffhanger. Yeah. I can't gush about them enough. All right, we're running a little low on time, so let's get back to the game. Modhouse, Ryan, you're freaking amazing. You'll never see this video, but if you do, oh, I mean, you know, I do graphic design for a living. If you need some marketing material, you just let me know, buddy. I will freaking make you whatever you need. Whatever. Okay, let me get back to the game. And now things are going to get a little wonky.